How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I thought I was not going to do any more stories on this child molester, but something really stood out to me. There was a few things that stood out. And we're going to go on this little journey, and then we have this video to listen to. So, this is what I choose to name him, Larry the Child Molester. He is part of that freak nasty crew. And basically, look at his appearance. This is when he was being sentenced last week. And just check out his appearance. Look at his face. Looks pretty sad, huh? Looks pretty scruffy. Ain't shaved up or nothing. Just look pitiful, don't he? Well, let's see here. Wow. Just really look pathetic. Don't he? He just look real pathetic, my royal family. Well, you should have seen him today when he stepped into court. I mean, he stepped in, his whole demeanor, his whole body language was different. Got to see the true core of a child molester that's gotten caught, basically with his pants around his ankles. When I say the shit hit the fan foundly. So check these few pictures out, my royal family, and I'll switch back to the other one so you can get a comparison. Now, these are today. These are fresh. Look at his clothing. Look at all of that. Check all of that out. All right? All right? Let's go back over here real quick. Look real pathetic, right? Check this out. Clean shaven. Look at his lip. He's angry. First he was trying to look pitiful. See the difference? Oh, he's trying to look real pitiful. And there was some anger there. Don't get me wrong. But just look at him real close. Now his jaws is held tight because reality is kicking in. And he is blessed that that man that leaped at him, he molested all three of his daughters. If I was the guard, I would have fell back. I would have had a little accident. He would have jumped on him. He would have got a piece of him. But anyway, it just shows you the demeanor of white male privilege. Because he's been privy to do whatever he wanted to do. He had free range. Had free travel. I mean, he was just doing his thing. Let's look at this face. Oh yeah, that's attitude. Oh, that's attitude for you. Attitude. But he's shaving now. He's cleaned up. Look at this picture right here. It's the one that really gets me. Attitude. What you pissed off for? Because you going to be in that motherfucker for the rest of your life? You essentially in a coffin. Now let me say something more about this, my royal family. Now this pathetic looking motherfucker, you got to really understand his mindset. All his life, he has had what you call white male privilege. Now he ain't never been a hot looking guy at all. That don't matter in this system as long as you got privilege. And could you imagine, he's always been sick, that he had full range to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And he was reported a few times when I did my research. Oh yes, he was. As far back as 94. No, they ignored it because you got to look at the dynamics in it. These girls were, international. They going around the world in gymnastics. And then he's getting paid international money. He's going around the world. So he's just getting away whatever he's getting away with. And nobody can't tell me that they turned a blind eye to his antics, because folks is getting paid. Because why would the entire board leave from the university. And you notice them motherfuckers waited till the last minute because they was looking for other jobs and getting their coins. So now his ass coming to court today with an attitude. If y'all watch some other footage, my royal family, you should see how he walked in. Even my husband noticed, and he don't pay attention to this shit. He said, oh, he got a whole different demeanor. Want people to, you know, now he got an attitude. See, look all pitiful and shit. He thought pitiful was gonna work. So now he just comes in like, fuck. My privilege didn't work. I might as well shave up. That ain't gonna change your situation. You better hope Bubba don't get a hold of your ass. Better hope not. But it just, you know what, I forget the name of the channel because I'm not sub to it, but sometimes I watch body language experts and they can point out a lot of different things. Very interesting. And there's one female body language expert. She's good at what she do, but she's very racist. If I can remember her, I'll give y'all her name. That's why I didn't want to sub to that particular one, but still I just watch them. And they can point out some things, and we can pick up on stuff too. Shoot, the royal family got their shit together on that. So anyway, I'm just being slow and methodical with it because he got attitude. So y'all ready to listen to the video? And the video further shows you and tells the royal family about how all of a sudden in this white male privilege dead ass system, how all of a sudden they don't know how to do their job, and they don't know this and that, and everyone gets convenient amnesia and all of that. Just on the backdrop, this man worked up until 2016, and he was already, the FBI was already on it. Now if that was a black man, it'd be a whole different other story. In 1994, this would have been, we would have never heard nothing about it. So it's more people that molested these young ladies and let them suffer whatever they have to suffer through. But we're not going to lose sight of our royal daughters, Simone and Gabby. And eventually Simone will say what she wants to say, or maybe not, and I will do a spotlight on her. But I take joy in watching a motherfucker like this get that unquote work. And it's lovely to see them when they have a major fucking attitude. Like, this is happening to me. Oh, he's married too. I can tell you that. He got children. His wife looked like horse. Yes. But, I mean, he don't look no better either. So anyway, let's continue on here. Let's listen to this. It's a little over 3-minute video.
Former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar has been sentenced to up to 125 years in prison for sexually abusing young athletes. This comes just 1 week after Nassar was sentenced to between 40 and 175 years in a separate trial. On top of that, Nassar will serve 60 years in prison for child pornography.
More than 265 victims have come forward since the scandal broke, including Olympic gold medalist. Nassar has been accused of sexually abusing young gymnasts since the 1990s. He apologized to his victims before today's sentencing.
The words expressed by everyone that has spoken, including the parents, have impacted me to my innermost core. With that being said, I understand and acknowledge that it pales in comparison to the pain, trauma, and emotions that you all are feeling. It's impossible to convey the depth and breadth of how sorry I am to each and every one involved. The visions of your testimonies will forever be present in my thoughts.
Well, the New York Times says Nassar abused at least 40 girls and women for more than a year after a federal investigation into the former doctor began. Our Dr. John LaPook has been following that story.
The reports show FBI agents were disgusted by videos of Nassar demonstrating his techniques, including one in which he reached between a girl's legs to perform what he called the handshaky thing. The report also gives new insight into why it took so long to stop him from using that medical cover to molest young athletes. USA Gymnastics says it first told the FBI about Nassar's abuse in July 2015, informing them of allegations against Larry Nassar and giving them contact information for 3 elite athletes, including Maggie Nichols.
Why didn't the authorities contact us until a year later?
Gina Nichols is Maggie's mother. She told CBS News last month that an FBI agent did not reach out until June of 2016.
And I asked him, why did it take him so long to contact me when I reported this a year ago? And he said he just got this assignment the day before.
The New York Times reports some of the delay appears to have been related to questions concerning federal versus state jurisdiction, as well as jurisdiction within the FBI itself.
I have questions about whether the FBI had any jurisdiction to begin an investigation.
Ron Hosko, a former FBI assistant director and CBS News consultant, says sexual assault cases are typically handled by local police.
Did the FBI in some way have discrete information that nobody else had and do nothing with it? That's problematic, and I'm sure they're looking at that.
Anger boiled over last week at Nassar's latest sentencing hearing.
Well, I'm going to have to get something.
Randall Margrave, a father of 3 victims, sought to impose his own justice.
I did not think about wanting to kill him, but I did want to inflict some pain.
Vlad and Anne-Marie, the judge said she would not punish the father for being in contempt of court. Meanwhile, the FBI released a statement saying the magnitude of allegations brought against Mr. Nassar transcended jurisdictions, and we worked with our law enforcement partners to identify the relevant information that pertained to violations of federal and state laws.
All right, my royal family, let me shut that
from your dishwasher
down. I have one more thing I want to show you, my royal family, as I close this out. When I show you, I want to really emphasize what I'm talking about when I talk about he had major ass attitude. Which one was that? Here it is, right here. U.S. Today. They're going to try to play this. I don't want to hear this shit. Okay, we're going to shut this down. And there's 2 distinct photos here that's going to really show you what I'm talking about. Forgive me, we got to go through these like this. But I'm going to get to the ones. So we already seen that one. You see this one right here, my royal family? Okay, he read his statement. Look how his hand is firmly pressed on that paper. It's like, fuck. Just read into it deeper, my royal family. He's pissed. You know, his white male privilege did not work with his evil ass and his evil acts. And then there's one more. Let me see here. Yeah, look around. I'm just looking at this other one. I just realized. I'm looking at his face, his jaws. It's totally different. You see, like up here by his ear, I don't know if the mouse is being shown or not, but it's a tightness there compared to how he was looking here. Everything is loose and everything. Even though around his lips, there's a little tightness where he wants to try to look pitiful. You don't see that tightness around there. See there? So let's go back. And I think there's one more. Let me see here. One more. I think I got them all. Yeah, I did. But I really wanted to point out it was a different demeanor. It was a different attitude. Because my husband he just like glanced over and he was like, damn, homeboy sure look different today. I said, yeah, he cleaned up. He kind of walked in with a swag like, fuck. And his jawbone is real tight. And I guess he thought, well, if I come in there unshaven and looking pitiful, they might have sympathy on me. And you got to realize their mind is like that. You have to realize, can you realize every time you did something you had no business doing and literally got caught at it and got away with it, and they just gave you a pat on the back? Yes. And then look at this picture again. His hand is pressed firm. Jaws is still tight all the way up to his ear. He's just in disbelief. So it didn't work this time. But the pathetic thing, my royal family, is the video. Now everybody don't know what jurisdiction to go to, what to do, how to do. It was the last thing on their desk with dust growing on it. When it's us, the word again, hypervia. They put a whole lot on it. Makes me think of the case where the white girl drowns her 2 babies in the car, and she said a black man did it. Do you know they found a brother? That happened back in the, I think in the almost the late 80s or mid 80s, somewhere around there. Y'all remember that case? Seeing that a black man stole her car with her babies in it. And I remember that, and I said to myself, as young as I was, I said, well, if a black man did that and had the babies in the car, when he realized the babies was in the car, he'd be all fuck and get out of it and leave it, because he don't want that extra baggage. He ain't gonna do that. You know, do your own thinking. But I have seen 2 cases like that. There was a white guy, his wife was pregnant. He did not want her. He did not want the responsibilities. He took her somewhere off in the hood and blew her brains out. And the only way they was able to bust that case wide open was his brother told on him, I think months later. But they had found another, unquote, black guys that did it, basically saying that he got robbed. First and foremost, the only time some white folks gonna go to the hood late at night is to get some dope. And what a white man and his pregnant wife in the hood doing? Clean cut. Let's keep it real. But it's ironic to me how if they say a black man did it, oh, they gonna dig one up. Oh yeah, they gonna do that. Oh yeah, they definitely gonna do that. Now the one thing that I can say about the case with that white woman, that bitch that killed them 2 babies like that, and it makes chills run through me because they was in their car seats. And her family, I have to, I'm gonna give respect where respect is due. Her family got up before the world and said, whoever it was, I forgive the African American community for my daughter lying on y'all and saying that my daughter saying that a black man stole the car and allowed my grandbabies to get killed. I mean, I'm not saying it verbatim, but that stood out to me because you don't hear that kind of stuff from them. That's much respect. I have to give that to that lady, whoever said that. But anyway, let's get back to this dude right here. We're going to hear a lot more about this because it's just too many people involved. And then the other part is, somebody would ask, why? Let's put another pitiful picture here. Why? Why would this go on so long? Again, you got to look at the money that was involved. You got to look at how the parents was thinking that they would allow this to go on because this is international and their daughters have an opportunity to make this type of money. I'm keeping it real. Now, you know how we get down. Fuck that money. And come with you with some new damn techniques and you going to put your hand up with, oh, you got me fucked up. You really do. And then the dude was making films on techniques. He was getting his thrills. He felt like he was untouchable. So they looking at him as the international doctor, the doctor of all miracles, and he can perform all this stuff. And these girls have a possibility to represent the country. And if they win their little medal, then they could do their commercials and do exhibits and all of that. I'm telling you, money is evil. It can be evil. And you wouldn't believe what people will do and what people will sacrifice in order to get unquote money. Oh yeah. Let's keep it real. So it's a lot of people complicit, because there ain't no damn way any of my royal babies would be up in there. I'm up in the room. See, the kind of person I am, I wouldn't even have to be up in the room. They letting the parents know. They gonna dig up in your stuff and do all of this. And I'm reading this shit. I'm like, when did this shit start? Huh? In fact, somebody subbed to my channel. That's I think there's a therapist. Use the correct medical terminology. Said doctors been getting away with this shit for years. And use that, whatever that terminology is, to say no, I had to do that in order to deal with this injury. You got me fucked up. You really do. You have to really, really, take your time, listen to stuff, read stuff. It makes me think about when I got that paper, and I know I told y'all that. It still pisses me off to this day. My oldest son, and he could confirm it. He was in the 7th or 8th grade, and in his social studies class, they wanted my son to play a slave. And there wasn't that many black kids in that school. It was only a handful. So they wanted all the black kids, whoever was in that social studies class, they was going to play the slaves. And the white kids was going to play the slave masters, and they was going to do it in front of the whole school as a project. Everybody, the whole school was going to be involved. The auditorium was going to be filled up. And I read that shit, and I had my husband to read that shit. I went up there. Yeah, I filled it out because they wanted to know yay or nay. And if I said nay, then they would have to find something else for my son to do. And that's exactly what they had to do. And I walked the papers up there with my husband. That's how these people get down, and you're still hearing stories like this. So it never surprised me, because some people don't be believing shit like that. It just recently happened a couple of weeks ago. These teachers want these kids to play slaves. At the end of the day, we must separate, and we got to get our people away from these people, because you already see what they do to theirs. So if they're doing theirs like that, you know what they gonna do to ours. And ours ain't gonna get no help. No, they not. The only reason why Gabby and Simone is getting help, and they doubt them too, because I heard the sleight of hand of the reporter, because the spotlight that's on them, they're unquote famous. That's it, and that's all. We're keeping it real. Everything is about color in this highly dysfunctional, dead ass system. And the reason why I'm putting a little bit more of a spotlight on it, this is their nature. This is not unnatural to them. All right? So anyway, my royal family, I've said enough about this disgusting motherfucker who got straight attitude now here in court. And shaved up, jaws tight. You're gonna be somebody's bitch up in there, or you'll just be in solitary confinement, and that'll make you lose your mind quicker. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice like you always do, with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.